We just heard skipper Craig Counsell say that he wouldn't have done anything differently. So with that said, let's bring in our guy Bruce Levine to kick this around just a little bit. And one of the Cubs' top arms, Justin Steele, he will be on the IL. So what does this mean moving forward for the Cubs' rotation?
Well, the Cubs are going to need a pitcher either Monday or Tuesday in the rotation. After that, there's some periods of time where they'll have a situation where they won't need a fifth starter right away, so they can mix and match. But the obvious guy is Jordan Wicks, who's been pitching at AAA, and he's so far is 5 innings in or nine innings in. Last time out 5 innings. So he's a possibility. Also, you have 2 veteran guys in Ray and in Keller in the bullpen that can be extended out, or they can be piggybacked in one outing, if you can make that work, to be the starters in one game. So they're probably looking at a situation where they're trying to just get through this next one and then see what the MRI says about Steele. But again, Ryan, you've seen these things before. Counsell said very directly, I wouldn't do anything differently. The pitcher said he can pitch through it. He felt okay, even though there was some tightness.
Well, and you look at Steele, he had 7 innings pitching through 91 pitches. So if you wonder if he had a little bit of tightness during the game, but it's early on in the season. Now it's more of a precautionary thing. I think he's going to get an MRI. But now you look back, and the word that sticks out to me is depth, right? I mean, the signing of Colin Ray is huge. Being able to have that kind of Achilles heel out there in the bullpen where he can come in at the end of the game and pitch. Well, now he may have to be in that starter role and come in and make a few starts depending on how long Steele's out.
I talked to him about a half hour ago, and he said, it'll take me a couple outings to get up from 40 to 80 pitches. So with that in mind, I mean, you can't just rush him through it. But again, he's a veteran that's done this before, and Keller has been a starting pitcher most of his career. So they have good options, and give the front office a lot of credit for having, as Ryan said, that depth in the options of where they're going forward. And then Assad by the end of the month is hopeful as well, coming back.
Absolutely, and far from the ideal situation with Justin Steele. But as we took a look at that schedule, does the days off that are somewhat built in right about now, does that help just a little bit more with getting him back to well?
You're talking about Steele?
Absolutely.
We don't know. I mean, we'll wait till Thursday, and that'll determine what's going on with him. This is a guy that had elbow problems last summer, okay? So you can't ignore that. He said it felt the same way. Are there more extensive things that are happening there? Do they have to protect him from blowing out the elbow altogether? These are things that we'll know more after they look at the readings on Thursday from the MRI.
And I think if you look at it too, like even if it is just elbow tendonitis, it's early on in the season, they're going to be precautioned with him. They're not going to go out there and say, hey, you're going to just miss 1 start. It's probably going to possibly be 2 or 3 starts where then you're going to bring up Jordan Wicks, have him be able to, he was a guy last year that made 10 starts, only made 2 starts this year, but he can hopefully give you 4 or 5 innings to eat up some innings with Steele on the IL.
Let's point out the Cubs are the ones that are being cautious here. He said he was ready and that he would try to make his next start. They said, no, we have to let this thing calm down. You're going on the IL. So it's an important note, that they're protecting their players as much as they can. Again, when Counsell was asked about would he do anything differently, he said, no. I mean, we rely on the pitcher. Pitching in cold weather isn't ideal. And Steele said cold weather was definitely a contributing factor to his velocity being down.
Okay, Ethan Roberts, he gets the immediate call-up. So how could he help bring a little balance to the Cubs bullpen?
Well, more bullpen depth. Therefore, if you're bringing Ray or Keller along, you can extend them out in a longer outing and have them ready. If they have to go let's say they pitch on Friday, maybe on Monday or Tuesday, one of them is ready to go 50 pitches rather than 40. So it's all strategy of being ready to have that fifth starter ready. In this case, it's Steele's spot, and move forward. So it's not an exact science, but they are ready.
So maybe some modified bullpen games over the next 10 days and change, Bruce?
You mean extend it out?
Exactly.
No, they can't afford that because they might need him in the bullpen to win a game.